is my neighbor's house. We have this fence. Everybody puts fence between people's houses, but we've got kids, they've got kids. We want a gate to be able to get through instead of climbing over a ladder every time. So we're gonna take off this board. Brad, it all goes on YouTube. And then I'm gonna cut straight down there. I'm gonna take the Sawzall and I'm gonna put a longer blade on it and cut straight down there. Brad took off this first board right there, slat. I started to cut, but I wanted a longer blade. Get a longer blade on there. I needed a dust mask because I don't want to breathe in this arsenic. Of course, I already have my safety glasses. And I realized I'm gonna cut this one second. I'm gonna cut this one first because this one here isn't supporting anything. That one is. I've marked this 34 inches, just shy of 34 inches. I'm gonna take that slat off and make a cut in each one of these three. And then once I'm done, I'll need to cut another inch off. Trying out the slat. I like to cut twice by not thinking things through, so I really wanted more board left to go on the 4x4. So I'm going to take this one out and move it down a little bit. I measured the amount I've got sticking out of these and then cut them so they're all equal. Came over and measured these, and even though they're all sticking out the same amount, when I bring these up, these two are a little further apart because at some point or another this fence isn't perfectly straight. It doesn't matter because there's going to be a slat put in here over the top to cover this. Right now we're going to take and fit this in here. We're going to put a hinge up there. Brad went and got these lovely hinges that are spring back hinges, and we're going to screw those in. 1, 2. We just had to lay it on the ground to screw them in. I've got some nice deck screws, and we're going to just do the middle one and adjust them, and then I'm going to do the others here. We're going to get the other guys set. Get a little bit of a gap in here. We just stuck pliers handles down there, and I've got 2 screws in here to keep the hinge from rocking. 2 screws there, and I did have to switch to a longer screw here because I've got a spacer here that I wanted to go through. But these 2 springs on this side, they're spring loaded, so it does pull the gate back, and it's going to close nicely here. Let's put the 4x4 in and mount it. It'll be on tight. I'm gonna dig a hole. Got to dig the hole so I can sink the 4x4 3 feet. Should use a post hole digger. Nah, mine's not available. So again, this hole's got to get 3 feet deep. This is where the post hole digger comes in handy because you can go straight down and have to make your hole real wide. But we've got gigantic roots in here, so you really need to get a pickaxe, chop those up. And of course, as always, call before you dig. We've got overhead wires, not in the ground. The post needs to be 36 inches in the ground. It's okay to be 30 is fine, but put it in, level it. Usually you can use a bubble level, but I'm just leveling it with the gate that's existing. Put a little bit of Quikrete in the bottom, pour a little bit of water on it, set your post on top of that, pour some more Quikrete in it, put some water on there, pour some more Quikrete on that, and then we're gonna just kind of poke it with that to get the Quikrete mixed up. It sets by itself, and I'm gonna drop the whole bag of it in there because I've got plenty of water. Go ahead and get that wet first, and then drop the rest of the Quikrete in. I just put another 4x4 here in the hole to stabilize the post while the Quikrete sets. Normally you would use a 2x4 at an angle pressed against him in order to just hold him there, but because there's an existing fence, we just went ahead and used the existing fence to brace it in the 4x4 and a little bit of rope there, and we're gonna let it set up for a little bit and then come out and check him to make sure he's all. I had too much water in this thing. I didn't realize it was that full. Maybe it got rained on, I don't know, but I just bailed some of the water out of it, so it's not quite all dry yet, so I don't want to fill the dirt in. But I went ahead, I was looking at I'm gonna put a piece back over here that will allow the gate to close but not, it'll catch. So one of these slats will be a sealer, but the slat I took off here is broken. On the other side, I'm putting this one back in. You can see I put one screw in already, so it'll make it seal nicely. But I'm going to go ahead and cut out a chunk right here and use that for kids to get their hands through. And I'll put the piece of scrap right here. So I just measured this area in here and transferred it to space above it. And then I took and I cut a piece out of it, and I'm going to screw it up there so I can reach. I'm going to go ahead and put this piece right here, which will both be decorative to cover up the gap, but also is the catch for the fence. The fence is already not going anywhere because that's actually doing the stopping, but it just makes it all come together nicely. And because this old piece here broke, I went ahead and cut a scrap out of the one I'm not using again, and I'm just going to go ahead and screw it in the back side of it in the opposite direction that the other one's going, so that it just gives him a little bit of reinforcement so he doesn't come apart. Piece of scrap for this, which will sit right here. This guy is going to go on like this, and then this one here is going to have a plate over top of it for now just to measure it's fine here. And this piece is seated in deeper than this because this board is warped. So I'm going to put a spacer behind this in order to bring him out to where I want him to be. And I'm going to go ahead and actually pre-drill. I pre-drilled the 4 holes for the latch in this. I'm also going to put one extra hole here just for setting this thing against the gate, because I'm going to use these 4 holes to pull it in, but before I get it in, I'm going to have it set. So now I've got a gap in here that I can use to put a wedge in and set it at the depth I want, and then snap that piece off, and I can screw these guys in where I want them. Because this thing is pretty well warped, I have a pretty big gap back here, so put the whole thing in, and then you're just going to slice to score it. If you drop things on your screw box, if you have a little helper to pick up your screws. So anyway, I've got this thing in here, and this one's set, and then this one here is going to have a plate over top of it for now just to measure it's fine here. There's Eleanor. She wants to come play on the trampoline. Come on through, Eleanor. Oh, there you go. Close the door up. You don't have to hit that. It'll close by itself if you just hit it. All right, go ahead and go to the trampoline. Do a bounce for us. She had a fun time playing on the trampoline. It's time to go. Go home. And go ahead and close the door behind you. All right, Eleanor. Start digging. Get over there. Of course, I did find out the reason that I had water in the bottom wasn't that I put too much water in. It's that, go ahead, Eleanor, get big shovels full. Is that it has rained so much recently that the ground is actually seeping, so it's filling back up. It's not going anywhere. Shovel that. Come on, girl, work. Let's go, Hoyt. You've been out here for 3 hours. Get that thing going. All right, you've almost got it now. How full's that hole? Wait a minute, where's your sister? Lily? Lily? Uh-oh.